Hey comrades, you're watching Overland in the van style way, and it's so nice to wake up in Swiss Law National Forest. So according to my plan, I still was supposed to drive to Washington today and camp somewhere on the shore and proceed tomorrow to Vancouver. But I've changed my mind. I'm actually gonna return to Vancouver tonight, probably around 8. But that will give me 2 days to kind of get back to reality, like deal with setup, disassembly, clean up and all that stuff tomorrow, and just kind of enjoy the Sunday off. I'm just gonna have a little walkie with Ferrets for the last time, and gonna take off. The drive should take me about 8 hours. That's with probably 2 gas stops. I guess I should finish this with a few afterthoughts. The main challenge for this trip was, can I do the whole shooting and editing on the road as I go and cover with videos every day, but I kind of failed. I'm probably sitting about 7 or if not 8 episodes at this point behind. Been a bit lazy and a little burned out past few days, so haven't uploaded anything, and I met the challenges of internet connection. Obviously, I've been using also roaming mobility, the Canadian SIM card provider that you can't use in Canada, but it's designed specifically for Canadians going to the US to cut the roaming fees. But what I found time after time now using it in States, and especially this one where I really needed internet connection, is it's garbage. I barely even get 2G speeds pretty much everywhere outside of decently big city. So from this point on in US, I'm not gonna be using it. I'm probably gonna try to get a Verizon SIM card. So as far as that challenge to shoot as I go, I kinda did fail it. Well, you tell me, like some of you have been following and commenting and helping with some suggestions on the way. But again, considering most of the time I don't have internet connection, I can't even read messages, anything like that. I consider it to be a fail on my part, just that challenge that I said, but you kind of let me know if you think it is or isn't. Yeah, overall this trip was very relaxing, no stress, a bit of lack of action as far as utilizing the rig for what it's capable of doing. But I got Baja Trip coming up this Christmas, so that was the idea, is to take it easy on the rig, easy on, you know, potential breakdowns and all that, and just to make sure that it's ready for Baja and it's good to go. And I'm actually gonna go to Baja probably not alone. There is one person, the guy that did the roof fabrication, one of the workers. He's a Mexican, Rod, and he's likely gonna join me on this trip, which is gonna help with, you know, Spanish language on the way. I don't know what his plans are, but he seemed very keen on doing the whole Baja thing and visiting his relatives in Guadalajara, doing the ferry thing. And I actually want to take the ferry thing to visit my parents Christmas, doing all inclusive in there. So this series was definitely done a little bit differently from 36-day Overland, but I tried to attempt more like drone cinematic shots, and I really was testing rig's capabilities closer towards the end of that series, doing Moab and all that, and I still need to get to that footage process. It's older footage, there are some challenges processing it. And I would say my Baja trip that I shot, it's probably 18 episodes, and it's been more than half a year, I just can't get to it. So that one, I would say, there's been some drone shots, all that. I wasn't doing any droning while driving, because it's really challenging, it's time consuming, all that, and the challenge there was sunsets. There at 6 o'clock on Christmas, pretty much lights out, and you still need to cover distances and get somewhere before lights are out. So to conserve time, I was just shooting drone in the morning, sometimes sunset, but not while driving. and I tried to shoot it more like a vlog feel. So I would say, from what I remember how I shot it, it's somewhere between this series and 36-day Overland series. And this series was shot this way for speed of processing, just using one camera, not using GoPro. I have drone on board. I've never used it. I just really wanted to see how this series is gonna turn out with any of that fancy stuff. So at this point I've developed a little bit of a following, and I would appreciate you guys if you provide me some feedback, what you liked about the series, what you didn't like, what you prefer to see from this channel. Any tips, any of your preferences. Of course you can't appease everyone got different opinions, but what I have in my mind, what I think you guys are interested in might be a little bit different from what you're actually interested in. So any comments you want to leave, doing any kind of recommendations, maybe for example how shooting road just using handheld, maybe it's not good enough, maybe when camera is stationary on the roof, providing clear footage without window reflections, all that stuff, better colors, maybe you'd prefer to see that. Like, do you want to see more drone footage, more of this kind of cinematic sort of flyby scenes with nice music, or run and gun vlogging style like this is good? Any comments, anything you can recommend to have you come back really and keep enjoying the stuff that I try to make. Anything you can put in words down below, just do that. But one thing I wanted to highlight is this channel, overall gear into adventure, is foremost about adventure. It's not about the truck. The truck, well, many things are about the truck, of course, and but the truck is just a means to the end, and the end is the adventure. So if you guys, because I know some people been asking, oh, do more car walk around or more truck stuff, I wanted to just focus on run and gun in this series. I'll do separately updated videos soon, the whole breakdown, every part, everything from like the suspension, from the meat of the car sort of, to all the trinkets and so on, and all the little comforts. And if people actually do want to see more of the truck stuff, or you know, maybe some nuances that I find owning sort of outfitted full-size truck, anything like that, if you want to see more of that, do let me know. Maybe I'll shift gears a little bit, but primarily, yeah, I just want to say that mostly for me the most important is to share the adventures, my experiences, and maybe some people can learn from these experiences and apply something to their life. Oh yeah, generally I don't take ferrets on trips. This was actually a test on one trip. Like, obviously I won't be taking ferrets to Mexico or some other more challenging trips in the future, where it's all car shaking constantly, all that kind of stuff, because I feel sorry for those guys. They have less, even though they've been doing walks in different places, they're more restricted from freedom of movement than at home, because at home I don't have them locked. They just have a whole apartment to roam around, chill. Here they're confined most of the time to the cage, except for a few times a day where I let them walk. So in many ways I kind of feel sorry for them being on this trip. But maybe some people actually grew to like seeing these guys being part of adventures. So maybe like some weekends when I get out somewhere, I could take them out. Because now that I removed back seats permanently, like I'm not gonna throw out back seats. I'm just gonna, I don't know, have them in the bedroom or something, or in the balcony. But I like the amount of space I gained, and I definitely now, it's easier to just grab the cage and kind of put it in the car and go. So if you want to see a little bit more ferrety stuff in the future on trips, do let me know. Yeah, it's gonna be a long ride. Yeah, 8 hours or so today. I'm really starting to like, I love overlanding, but at this point it's more like disproportioned. The big adrenaline rush of outfitting the car last year, getting into the unknowns, doing like 30 trails in 30 days, like that's kind of gone a little bit. Like I still love doing it, but it's taxing on energy. Like doing this long run pushes, like for example driving to Mexico on Christmas, those 2 days driving just to get to the border, I'm not looking into it. Like I hate it. I don't even want to think about it. You know, 2 days there, 2 days back. I just think like, oh my god, all this highway driving just kill me now. But it's worth it, you know. Once you get there, then you take slower pace and you enjoy all these experiences. So yeah, I have an 8-hour drive right now, which I'm not looking forward to. A few more things before I conclude the last video. I'm at the weigh station, and I don't know if you can see this number. I'm at 8,300 pounds. There you go. Well, I just got out of a car, but it was 8,300. I'm not sure what it is in kilos. I'm gonna do a little conversion. So yeah, that's heavy for 1,500. Final note, let's calculate how much overall that trip was. So prices here are in Canadian dollars, but later I converted it to US. I would say probably for about 200-300 bucks Canadian in various banking fees for like Visa transactions, all that stuff, conversion, because they charge more, because I used that day's conversion rate, which probably is lower. So yeah, gas is pretty much, if you see total, gas makes up almost half of expenses. Cell phone, yeah, it's overspent and it was kind of useless, just because of the company. Fishing license, climbing license, don't forget whatsoever, the $100 fishing license for like one real fishing I did. Well, I tried second time, but it's like, meh, I shouldn't have gotten, so kind of wasted $100 there. Camping, just throw out all the RV parks and stuff. Cigarettes and beers, of course, expensive as usual, by far not as expensive as in Canada. Yeah, smoke a lot. So oysters buying in different shops, in different farm places, it's about that. Fast foods, miscellaneous, I had to buy a new stove, a butane stove, just various stuff like clam gun, actually no, clam gun, it went into my fishing licenses stuff. So yeah, that's kind of a total. It's just not bad. It was 3 weeks free and a couple of days time, and again constantly every day almost riding somewhere. And the trip was about 5,000 kilometers, which makes it about 2,500 miles. Average MPG, from what I remember, was 12.5, which is not bad, but that's because there's not too much kind of off-roading going on or anything like that. That would decrease the average, a little bit of crawling, this and that. And also I was avoiding cities as much as I could, so that would contribute to increasing all this street light stops. Yeah, that's kind of it. So hope you liked this series, and ciao. Well, I hope you liked this episode, and if you did, you can support me by hitting the like button and subscribe, and also check out my previous videos by hitting the links below or just after this video.